everyone, and welcome once again to Cosmic Guardians with host Anna Corrine and our wonderful special guest, Adelina, all the way from Sweden, actually quite close to me. So I'm from Sweden and I'm coming live now from Sweden, and Miss Corrine is coming live from Arizona in the US. So we are always global, aren't we?
Very.
And today we are going to talk about angels and miracles beyond the ordinary with special guest Adelina. She has been on with us before, and that was on May 22nd, actually. So it's a couple of weeks ago. No, it's 4 weeks ago. I'm not paying attention to the time of the year, right? That's so funny. Oh my gosh, we're almost into July. And we do intend to be live with you every week on Wednesdays, and usually at this time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. We just go off the time if we have a guest from other parts of the world, right? Like last week. And we were actually talking about, no, we talked with special guest Bob Eden, all the way from Australia. And he is a diamond. It's nice to have a little bit of a male energy as well.
Oh, yes.
So I do really like him. And if you want to catch up with any of our past episodes, you can find the same places as we are going live each time on facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians. It's a page, and youtube.com/@Angel Place on Earth. So, hi ladies and welcome. How are you?
Hi, we are fine. A little bit nervous, I have to say, because this is a big topic. But I think I can manage.
You are going to be excellent, I promise. I
Yeah, of
rarely,
course.
very rarely promise anything, but I promise this one. Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
So, anyway, just catching up a little bit about the weather, and I know you guys in Arizona are probably used to this. We're not used to it in Sweden, and I think we had almost 30 degrees Celsius today, 29, 30. That's a lot for Stockholm.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Mm,
Adelina, yes?
exactly. There's no wind at all, and my apartment has very large windows to the south, so I have a fan going on here.
Well, I have a fan too, just
Mm,
to cope, because it's usually not this kind of warm. It feels warmer, to be honest, because I'm used to Greece as well. But in Stockholm, it feels warmer when it's 30 degrees Celsius
yeah.
than it does in Greece. I think it's the climate. So, anyway, are you ladies ready to dive
Yes.
straight into the topic?
Yes.
Positively.
Yay! Okay, Adelina.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about angels, and it's a very large topic when I started to think about it and explore. And I'm also saying something about ascended masters and miracles because they are often connected to angels. My belief in angels has to do with my grandfather. Like I told you the last time, he met an angel on the ice when he was skiing home to an island from work. My mother's family lived on an island in eastern Finland, and there was a lot of snow and ice on the winter time. And suddenly he met an angel on the ice, and that changed him as a person and everything he thought about life. So he became a religious man after that. And this has influenced me because it was a miracle in our family. I have never questioned angels' existence because of my grandfather. And so as I see it, angels are real. And they are invisible. Then they have a light body that they can show to us in colors. And they can also take a human form. They can also take a form of an animal. And I don't know what kind of forms, but they are able, because they are in a light body, they are not tied of any laws in this planet. And that's why I think that's when people say we may have angels with us that we don't even know, I think that's true. That angels can be, for example, if there are big accidents, like a boat that's sinking with lots of people. I think it's full of angels trying to help, invisible angels. So I'm not going to say more about that, but I'm talking first about angel authors, angel books, angel people. Uh, and my first angel person was Diana Cooper from England. She is still going strong. She's over 80 years old lady, and she came out with a new book uh, recently, for a few months ago, and she's very active on her Facebook and sending information. Her first book that I tried desperately to find, I don't have it at home. It was A Little Light on Angels. It was her first angel book. So I ordered it. I managed to get it from old bookstore, and it was in English. It was called A Little Light on Angels, and her second book was More Light on Angels. Both are still actually really relevant, really good. And after she had published those two books, an English TV channel had an interview with her, and she was sitting like this on a chair, and the interviewer was in front of her, and suddenly the telephone of the TV channel was broken because hundreds or thousands of people tried to call. They saw an angel just behind Diana, and she didn't know about it. And shining, fantastic, beautiful angel for several minutes while she was talking about angels. And people wanted to call and say, we see an angel on the TV, we see an angel on the TV. And that's how Diana became famous in England. And I don't know if this story was told in other countries, but in England she really became famous. She is an amazing lady. Her books are amazing, and she's written two books with her gardener. Her gardener, Tim Wilde, appeared to be a really spiritual person who has an incredible knowledge. And when Diana found out that, then she started writing books together with Tim Wilde. So those two books that they have written together, they are worth reading. I can say they are very high level books. They are nothing for a newcomer in angels. They are not about angels. They are about spirituality. So this is Diana, and very worth reading still. Her first books, they haven't got old. Then we have an American, Doreen Virtue, well known, and also a wonderful angel book writer, and angel oracle cards. Her oracle cards, I use them still. And her books, I just read one yesterday, and I thought, no, but this is fantastic. So she's also someone to think about, but she has stopped writing angel books. She's now writing more religious literature, and she has a deck of cards of Jesus, and that is very, very beautiful. So I use that also sometimes. Her son Charles Birch has taken over her angel how should I say, angel wisdom, if I say so. And then I have a very special person, very special lady, an Irish lady, whose name is Lorna Byrne. I have
Okay.
actually met Lorna Byrne here in Stockholm. She wrote a really strange book that's called Angels in My Hair. She's been psychic ever she was a child, and her mother wanted to put her on a home for mentally retarded children. And her father said, no, no, there's nothing wrong with Lorna. And Lorna has become a very famous spiritual teacher in Ireland, in British Islands, and also she's been in the USA. Should I say? Lorna talks a lot about unemployed angels. She means that there are lots of angels just waiting to be helping us people, but we don't know about it. So they are unemployed. They have nothing to do. Please ask, give them work. And I have given them work. I have a shopping angel, and I have a parking lot angel, and I have all kinds of angels for all kinds of tasks, because I'm shopping with an angel, and now they shop also online. So they find online shops, they find just what I need to have. If I need a warm coat, they found it for me the other winter, two winters ago. And it's really, really fantastic to see that you can ask help from something that you don't see. And they hear you and help you, and they guide you to the right place. You can ask which doctor can I go, and they find the doctor for you. You see it somewhere, or somebody says something, and you get signs of a doctor. So use them. They are unemployed. And then I have, we have Kyle Gray. He is a young Englishman, an upcoming angel expert. He has written a few books, and he is absolutely fantastic. I saw a Hay House event where he was talking, and he's really he started when he was 16 years old, and now I don't know if he's 30 yet, something between 25 and 30, and he's the one to follow. He's very wise old soul, I think. And then we have another American gentleman whose name is Radley Valentine. He's also an angel teacher. And he has beautiful angel tarot cards and angel oracle cards. And I read in Doreen Birch's book that Radley Valentine had been attending Doreen's course of angels, some kind of angel messenger course. And they were talking about 15 archangels. And Radley didn't feel anything, and he was a little bit tired and a little bit like, oh, is this necessary? And then they talked about Archangel, let me see, Archangel, sorry, I wrote it down here. Yeah, Archangel Uriel. And when Doreen said Uriel, Radley Valentine saw an enormous light, like a lightning, come into the room, and then he saw that the floor was covered with small lights, golden lights everywhere, and then he heard angels singing, and he thought, and then they changed an angel. The last angels say there were 10 angels left. He felt nothing, only one, the Uriel. And today, Radley Valentine is only working and channeling Archangel Uriel. So he met Uriel at Doreen Birch's course. That's quite beautiful.
Can I chime in there and say, because
Yeah.
Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, they did the Angel Tarot cards
Yeah,
course together.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
So,
angel therapy cards. Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to chime in just 1 minute, and I have the privilege of knowing personally my guardian angel, and It when I ask what the name was, they say they use vibrations. So, but she said she liked the sound of Satri, and she came in at my conception, and she will be there at my transition. And she's the one that drops things in my lap and says, think you need to read this. Maybe you ought to go this way." And so I'm very,
Yeah.
very connected to my angels, you know.
Yeah, so am I. It's funny you said it because next topic is guardian angel. Next topic that I'm talking about will be the angelic hierarchy. And there are many different angels,
Oh yeah.
but those who mostly work with our planet Earth, first of all, guardian angels. And I have also contact with my guardian angel. For many years ago, um, I had read somewhere that you can ask the name of your guardian angel, and I did, and I sat on my sofa and what is the name of my angel? And nothing happened. And then 3 weeks later, suddenly I heard a name, and I said, "What is this? What is this? Who are you?" And I heard, "I'm your guardian angel." And after that,
Oh,
I've had contact with him,
Yeah.
and every soul born on earth has a guardian angel. Every single soul. Angels don't have any kind of, how should I say, they don't put any labels on us. They don't think that somebody is unworthy of having an angel. Everyone, if you're a criminal, if you are a king, if you are rich or poor or beautiful or ugly, if you have nothing at all, if you are a beggar, you all have a guardian angel. But they can't do anything if we don't ask them. So ask help, and they will help you. And to know if you are very lonely, to know that you have always someone with you who hears what you are thinking and what you're saying. You don't say it out loud. You can think. You can have a discussion with your thoughts with your guardian angel and just ask you, I'm so sorry, and I'm so sad, and maybe this relationship wasn't good, and can you give me some comfort? And they do, but they do it with signs, and they do it with different ways. I had one of workmate who had lost her father, and her mother was really sad, and she was really sad. And then she went to her mother's house, and they were having dinner, and there was a beautiful chandelier in the hall on a table. And suddenly there was no window open, everything was closed, no doors open, and the wind came, and the flames of the candles, they started doing like this. And she said, "Is this you, father?" And the chandelier almost fell down. So they got an evidence that her father was there. So angels will help us in sorrow and in joy, whatever we have. And at work, actually, uh, I have got a lot of angel help at my work sometimes.
What I enjoy about Satri is she kind of has a mischievous personality like me, and so we really get along together because we kind of, you know, skip and dance through life and do things. And when she gives me something, it's usually whimsical, meaningful but whimsical.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate have her, you know,
Mm.
hanging beside me. Yes, it's good.
yeah.
My
It is
guardian angel is
wonderful.
a little bit. Yeah, my guardian angel is a little bit serious because I'm not a serious person. So he may be, he guards me so that I don't fly out of the window. So it is. So it is. Guardian angels. Don't forget that they are always with you. Next level is archangels. They are in charge of guardian angels. They are like bosses, and they have in charge of many, many things on earth. I talk about different guardian angels a bit later, but I just mentioned that next level is principalities who protect spirituality and also connect with world leaders. I would say world leaders, maybe not all are connectable, but most of them. Or somehow, maybe they can connect all. Maybe they can put some light in everyone's heart. We don't know anything about that. And they are also shortly powers, virtues, and dominions, the next sphere, as they call it. And the last sphere is thrones, cherubims, and seraphims. And seraphims are like the government of angels. Uh, they don't, cherubs and seraphims are not, mostly not contact with people on this planet. They are up in the spheres, unless someone is really, really evolved.
It is
There are
interesting.
9 here. What did you say? Yeah.
It
Yes.
is
Sorry.
interesting that you mentioned in the beginning how if there were an accident or something, there has been documented proof that when 9/11 happened, that people that were seeing, they were seeing people falling from the building, and they saw the angels taking the soul out of the body before it fell. And it
Yeah.
was just, and they said it was just,
Yeah.
it was so incredible to see this actually happening. And it took them a while to understand what was happening. But
Mm.
it was as sad as it was to think that the soul had already left the body before the rest needed to happen. And that's kind of a wonderful thing, knowing that you got someone covering your six,
There's a
so
lot
to
of
speak.
comfort in it, isn't it? There's a lot
Yes.
of comfort in that thought.
Can I can I chime
Yeah.
in here too?
Yeah.
We have
Please.
actually someone, Cheryl. I put it up so you can see it on the screen as
Yeah, I
well.
see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she says that have had pleasure or protection many occasions. That's
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That's
Thank you.
right. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. In Sweden, when we are in this note, in Sweden we had this terrible catastrophe, Estonia, in 1994, where more than 800 people lost their lives, and that boat was full of angels
Oh, yeah.
before it sank.
Yes.
Mm. So it is. I think Diana Cooper has written something about it also. She has written about how angels come and how very advanced souls on this planet go to where they are needed. I mean, they go out of the body and they go and help somewhere where there's a big catastrophe, and there are angels all around. So no one is alone when there's an accident or catastrophe. So it's good to
No,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's comforting.
Okay. Okay. Then I oh, did I talk about Archangel? No, I didn't. Uh, I would like to talk a little bit of 4 archangels. There are many of them. In Doreen Birch's course, when she came, when Radley Valentine was attending, they had 15 archangels, but there are many more than that. Now we have 4. Michael, he's the soldier. His color is indigo blue, a little bit like this color that I'm wearing, indigo blue. And he's an angel. I mean, he's a commander of angel armies. He has incredibly big army of angels that he can send here and there. But he himself is he's quite funny. He and Gabriel, they are joking with each other all the time. And I have an experience of angels and very spiritual people that they are not so serious. And because spirituality and God and all these, I mean, if you are enlightened, you are also light at heart and you are very, how should I say, you are not a heavy energy person, you are a light person. And then you laugh a lot. So when you see somebody laughing, I think, oh, there's an angel laughing.
It's
There are a lot of
interesting.
angels walking among us.
Yes, there are, and
Yeah, okay, yeah.
it's very
And
interesting because
mm,
when I refer, I'm always referring to that innocent time with infants. But my crew told me that when these small children giggle and laugh, and it's just heart filled, that's actually the vibration of love, and they are
yeah,
so thrilled when they hear these little babies laugh, and you can't be around a laughing baby and not smile, you know.
no,
So
it's fantastic. Exactly. So it is. Archangel Michael's group is protecting humanity as peaceful warriors, and he has a sword. Often he has his images have a sword. As do you say, sword? That sword
Correct.
is made of light. It is not made of any metal, but it's made of light, and is used to detach us from fear. And it was a wonderful thing. It is, if we are not afraid, we are in peace. If we are afraid, we are not in peace. So it is. Next angel is Angel Gabriel. He is the messenger of angels. His color is white. He works with communication, helps us speak our truth. I contacted him actually before this radio show and asked him to be with me. Um,
Wonderful.
He's also the angel who appeared with a message to Virgin Mary and told Virgin Mary that she would have a child. And Gabriel is an angel that also is mentioned in Islam. Two angels that Muslims believe in, and Gabriel is one of them. And then we have Raphael
oh yeah,
with
The
color green.
healer.
He helps. Excuse me.
The healer.
the healer.
A
Yes.
healer, Raphael the healer. He heals people and animals, and he can help us on all levels: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. Call upon him when you are focusing on healing work. He is in charge of a large group of healing angels. And if you are ill, or if you have someone who, friend or family member who is ill, call upon healing angels to that person for help them. You never know what helps. I mean, there are stories that somebody who called Raphael was having immediate recovery miraculously. It doesn't happen often, but who knows? Um, he's a very, how should I say, very important angel, Raphael. And then Archangel Uriel, who I already talked about. Um, he's the light bringer,
Hmm.
and he brings wisdom. And his wisdom, intellectual understanding, studying, and ideas, they are his topics. But he carries a torch of light, and he has an ability to remove darkness. So call upon Uriel if the energy is dark, or if you feel that, if you're afraid or something, he will come with his torch. So about being afraid, I don't know. Do you use white light for protection? Because the last few days I have seen a lot of um, writings about white light, and somebody didn't find a parking lot and was leaving a car in a place that didn't feel safe, and then she visualized that the car is surrounded by white light. And what she did, she was a little bit in a hurry, and she left the car there and surrounded it with white light, and left it unlocked. She didn't remember to lock the car. When she comes back from the event where she was, the car was there, but the other cars around it had all had visitors, thieves breaking into the car, but her car was untouched. She had white light surrounding and guarding it.
That's right.
And also, if you are driving and there's a lot of traffic, if you're driving, especially when we drive here in Sweden with a lot of elks that come running on the road, just surround the car with white light. Maybe you are protected.
Yes.
It's worth trying. It doesn't cost anything.
Not only maybe, it works.
You
Maybe.
were. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are many different ways one can do it. And I think, just to chime in a little bit, do it when you have a good intention, meaning that we do attract what we vibrate, right? So
Exactly.
be peaceful. Don't do it out of fear. Then you have to question why you're afraid
That's
first
true. Yeah,
and
that's true.
clear that away. But do
Mm,
it and make it a habit. I mean, working with the energy is as important as brushing our teeth and taking a shower every day, right? It's our
Exactly.
mm,
spiritual hygiene. That's how I call it. Doesn't sound very flashy or fancy, but it is important, right?
It is
yeah,
very, very
very,
important. And
very.
I'm going to emphasize when you say doing this in a peaceful, meaningful way. Uh,
Mm,
the energy is actually multiplied when it is given on that vein, and it will bring all of the benevolence. And anything that you do out of fear is going to produce more fear. So
that's true. That's true.
that's where getting yourself into that peaceful place, and that also is learning to live in the now, because when you're in the now, there is no before or after, and that gives you a great peace. So that does help,
Mm,
you know.
yeah, that's. It's not so easy to learn to live in the now, but you have to practice a little bit. You know,
Everything.
we humans, we have something in the past and something in the future, and we always worried about futures at least. And the past is the reason why we are worrying about future, because something has happened in the past. I know. I don't know. Now I'm going to talk about signs, angel signs. Um, Angels are, like I said, mostly invisible, but they give a sign that they are close by small. I don't know if any one of you have seen very small lights, like how should I
Yeah,
say, like opal light, very small in different colors. And my guardian angel is light blue. So when I see light blue, like a coin size, somewhere around, then I know that he's here, and maybe he wants to say something because he sends those signs. And
you mean
that is
orbs?
one of,
You mean
yeah,
orbs
I
or
call them,
flashes of light? Orbs or flashes
yeah,
of light?
flashlight. Yeah, they
Yeah.
Oh,
flash very short time, yes, and you don't even know did I see something or not, and then it flashes again. That's angels giving you signs. And Michael's is blue, Raphael is green, Gabriel is white, at least I have seen it, and Uriel is red. Uriel has never given me a sign, but I'm sure that Radley Valentine has got Uriel all the time. Uh, but if you see a red light, then it's Uriel. Then angels often use white feathers as a sign. They
Hmm.
tell that they are with us, and when you see a white feather appear out of nowhere, then you know that angels are with you. And here I have a story. I have started a new job at a very big company, 30,000 employees all over the world, 12 employees at the head office in Stockholm, and I was working for the vice president. And I had been working for a couple of months, and he comes into my room and said, "Oh, we have to organize a really big conference. We call all the managers from all over the world, and then in this office also, all together, 100 persons. I had never, ever, ever organized any kind of conference, and I was afraid. Just put it mildly. And then I asked my angels to help. And first I saw a company like specialized in organizing meetings and conferences. So I contacted them, and they said that they can take care of all bookings, and they found me a beautiful location, a big hotel by the sea in Stockholm, close to Stockholm. And then my boss said that, and we have to have a Swedish singer or a real star to perform in the evening, the second evening. And then we must have someone who comes first to perform something when we have drinks in the garden. And I have never booked anyone performer, so I contacted this conference agency again, and they said, okay, you can call here and there. We have somebody here who organizes these things. And they booked one of Sweden's most famous singers. And then for the garden, there was a man who came in medieval clothes and played lute. And I was happy. Oh, this is good. And then a couple of days, let's say that there were 4 days left. The famous singer got ill and couldn't attend. and I panicked. And the agents had told me that, oh, be calm. We have 3 very, very pretty and very talented Swedish girls who never have performed in Sweden. They are Swedish, but they perform out in Europe. And I was desperate, so I booked them. I had no idea how they were and who they were and if they did something or if they knew to sing or anything. And I just thought I have no time to get anyone else. And then when the conference started, and the first evening, the man came playing flute, and the beautiful weather and all flowers. It was in the beginning of June. And then we come and have dinner, and everything was good. And then the performers came, the 3 girls, and they were fantastic. At first, they were so fantastic that people stood up and screamed. And it was like I had angels with me.
When we get out of our way and let the universe
Exactly.
in
The universe.
in the form of our angels, miraculous
Mm.
things happen much better than we could have even imagined. So,
And much better than I had done it myself. So that's
right.
true. That's true. Now I would like to ask Anne to tell a little bit of angel numbers, because there are many books about angel numbers, and I get so confused because these books have different meanings to different number series. And I think you had an interesting theory, Anne. So please tell us what you thought about it.
My theory and experience is actually because at a certain point around the year of 2002, and a couple of years ahead in time for me, I was showering in angel numbers, as I call them, and it was the time when it started to come out, right? But I started off with doing virtue. But I had so many, I filled up notebook after notebook because I wanted to write the time and the number, right? And I
Yes.
filled them up. And I said to myself, okay, they are all telling the same thing. Something else is going on here, right? So whenever you see, for instance, numbers, I don't call them angel numbers anymore, but you can connect them to angels and higher beings and guidance and everything. I go with numerology, 1 to 9.
Yep.
Plus, I look around what else is going on. If it's a car
Mm.
plate on a parking place,
Yeah.
yes, there are going to be other cars, and you can even have uneven numbers. If you have 444, right beside that, you can have 285, right? which is not 3 digits the same, right? But it's still going to show you if you can figure out what else is going on. Is there a sound? Is someone saying something? Do you hear something? Is the radio playing a song? Everything else. What are you thinking about at that very moment when you see that?
Mm.
Everything around has significance, and it's actually going to give you a better understanding, a more full message. I want to chime in here and ask Corinne, what are your experience about this?
Well, I have been fascinated with numbers because of the numerology that I studied, the East Indian numerology, and that it even affects it even affects what we do as a person. What is our stronger number? For instance, if a person is vibrating from a 10 frequency, they're again the yin and the yang. The positive of that is they're very charismatic. They are kind of the leader that leads without having to tell people about it. Then on the flip side of that, if they're doing the negative, they're going to be a bully. So it's kind of interesting to go, where are you coming from? A person that radiates a lot from the 7, they're going to be more quiet. They're going to need time for themselves. So this could get into a big discussion, but I really think that, as she was saying, if we are aware of the signs and not concentrate on it being a sign and allow it to evolve into what is it that we need to hear from this, and that takes inner knowing. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
And I
When
have
I
to say
was,
something. Sorry, I
yeah.
have to say something too. Sitting on the needles here, wanting to talk, right? Yeah, but like you touched something, Kareem, because everything in this world has a polarity. So if we have certain abilities, we have, as we label here on this planet, we have the positive way of using it for us, working
mhm,
for us, or we can use it in a way that where we are struggling. So it doesn't means also that maybe what you label as positive or negative maybe is not the same for me, but it's
that's
how I
correct.
use it, right? How I make use of it. If I have a stubborn side, and I love this thing to say, right? I am stubborn, but
I'm
you can
stubborn.
use your stubbornness in a very constructive and good way for yourself. But if you're going to use it where you are continuously resisting to step out of things that are not good for you, then you use it in a not so good way for
That's
yourself.
that's
Mm.
that's true.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there again, balance and harmony.
Yes.
true, true. I remember when I first started with spirituality, I was I woke up 4 minutes past 3 every night, and that is when I was born. I was born four
Oh,
minutes
wow.
past 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'll tell you,
angels were trying to catch my attention.
my crew wakes
Exactly.
me up at 4:44 every morning. And
Yeah,
Oh,
4:44, the angels are speaking. But I don't care if I just fell asleep at 4:43. They're going to get me up at 4:44, and that's when I do a lot of my intuitive writing. And I go,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
keep talking. I'll write, but could we make this maybe at 7:45 next time? But
Mm. Is it a surprise in the morning that when you read what you have been writing? I'm
yes,
joking.
exactly. And one other thing, just coming back to what we started off with angel numbers or numbers. So when you are showered in numbers many, many times, it is the other side, angels and other higher beings who want your attention. So
Mhm.
how are they going to
Yeah,
catch it if you are, because even we sometimes are kind of focused on something and maybe we don't pay so much attention. It happens for everyone, right? But then they
Yes,
start 111, 222, 333,
yeah, yeah.
4,444, whatever it takes, you know.
But
exactly.
I have I have a car sign. I came from work, and we went to meditation evenings here in Stockholm, and they were
Yeah.
fantastic because there was all spiritual people in Stockholm. They were gathering these evenings, and I was so tired once. I didn't want to go, and I was going down to the subway, and a car passes me, and there was this special sign, number sign. It said, "I am for you," and I understood that okay, I have to go there.
Yes.
And it was one of the best and most fabulous evenings ever.
Well, you got to take time to read the signs. That's the
Exactly,
key. It's like,
exactly. But this
Exactly.
is
And
now,
can I say
mm,
something more? Sorry.
of course.
of course.
It is like sometimes we can be a little bit now I say I turn the stubbornness into impatience, right?
Mm,
So we want things to happen, and this is quite common with people in general. I don't like to generalize, but it's a theme for many in this world. We don't have patience to wait for things, but when we want to see change and when we want to follow our guidance from angels and higher beings, taking a step back is going to be very helpful because we let the energies work for themselves. If we are continuously being stubborn and pushing forward, that's not going to lead us anywhere. It is eventually, but it's taking longer time. And I speak from experience. Okay.
Mhm.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So if you change the topic slightly, I want to finish. We have some time left. I want to finish by telling about two miracles. I have been witnessing a lot of miracles, but I have a workmate who had an incredible experience in Greece. I call him Ralph, and his experience was on Mount Athos in Greece. Mount Athos is in the northern Greece, Halkidiki Peninsula, the most eastern part of that peninsula, and it's not. It's there are only monks and only monasteries and churches, and it's not open for women. Women are not allowed there. And those two guys, my workmate and his friend, who was a monk, both were Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, and their religious father, a Greek priest, had told them to go to Mount Athos, and they went by boat. And the Mount Athos, there was like stairs up. The boat left them, and then there was stairs up a very steep cliff, high up, and they had to climb that cliff. And they had, is it called rucksack? Ryggsäck.
Backpack.
Backpacks, yes. They had backpacks on them, and they started climbing. And friend climbed first, and then came Ralph. And Ralph thought after a very short climb that he will never come up because his backpack was so heavy. And he started praying, angels, oh, please relieve me from this. Please let this thing be light so I can come up. And suddenly he thought that he has lost everything, that he had dropped, that this backpack was empty. And he thought, no, it wasn't empty, but it didn't weigh anything. It was like feather. And at the same moment, his friend turned and asked him, have I lost everything? Because my backpack is very light. And
Oh,
Ralph said, I have been praying for help. Obviously, we got help. So they came up to this cliff with backpacks that weighed nothing. And when they came up, they were very, very heavy again. The same evening or night, they attended a midnight service at the nearby church. There was no electricity, there were only candlelight, and the church was full of people and very dark. And a priest came in And suddenly Ralph thought that, oh, there was light anyway, there was electricity anyway. It wasn't. The priest had such a big and shining aura that it lighted up the whole church. So it's difficult to imagine. But if you think about the whole area is only monks, and they do nothing but pray, and they live a very simple life. Maybe this energy is so high that it encourages this kind of thing. That was the first. The second happened to myself. And it has to do with angels. I don't know how many years it is. It must be some 7, 8 years ago. I was sitting on the balcony. I live high up. This house is on the hill, a very big house, and I live on the 7th floor. And I have a view for almost to the Stockholm city. And I was reading something and thought I had a feeling that someone is looking at me. And when I look up, there are thousands of angels all over under the house, and as far as I could see, thousands of them. But what made it even more strange, it was like somebody had drawn them with a silver pen, only the outlines of angels. One angel, two, three, and so on. And all were looking at me. They were facing me, every single one. And I thought maybe these were Lorna Burns' unemployed angels said, please use us. But I think they also were Archangel Michael's troops. They are here. We are here. You're not alone. No one is alone.
No
It
one
is
is
beautiful.
alone.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So
I
I think
have,
so too.
I have a very humorous angel story.
Please
I
tell.
really wanted to go to Peru, and I had an opportunity, and it presented itself because I didn't get in the way, and I let the universe provide for me. And we get on the plane, and they say, we can't take off in this plane. You'll have to come back tomorrow. So we come back tomorrow, and everybody's grumbling because, oh, they had to wait a day and everything else. So we get ready to take off because I knew we were going to take off. That there was no doubt that we were going to get off the ground. And I looked out, and there were two angels on each wing running along to get this plane into the air.
Oh, wow.
Now what fascinated me was they were wearing red tennis shoes. And I thought they just did that to make me laugh. But I'm watching this as we're taking off, and they're just running along, and because that plane was going to take off no matter what. So I do love my angels.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
They come in many forms, and they are energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the very scratch, right? But they can take on any form we want.
Mm-hmm.
And they come with colors. And I have had encounters too. And I had actually an archangel in my hall. That was Archangel Sandalphon. He's a brother to Metatron, right?
Yeah.
But isn't he very big?
He's very big. He had actually his head outside of my roof.
Oh yeah, yeah. They are
On the
not small.
neighbor's floor.
Yeah.
He was very big. But I have something that may encourage people too, because they don't always come to me in the color that is presented by everyone else, actually. So Archangel Metatron comes with the colors of the rainbow when he comes to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Archangel Gabriel comes with red.
He
That's a
comes
little
with
bit,
red.
yeah,
For
he
me,
comes
he
with
comes
red.
with white.
So, when we are open to them, we are going to see how they want to present themselves to us,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
I
It's
have
called,
still one short story about. It was also a miracle because angels saved my ex-husband and me. We had been in southern Sweden on a holiday, and we were driving a car. He was driving our car, up to Stockholm, and it's I don't know how much is it in miles, but it's over 600 kilometers more. And we had only been driving half an hour when he said, "Oh, I have to smoke a cigarette." He was a smoker, and he didn't smoke in the car, so I was a little bit annoyed. We had just started, and he has to stop and smoke. And I said, "Okay," and we had 10 minutes pause. He got out of the car and he smoked, and then we drove again. 10 minutes later, we come to an accident place where a big elk had hit a car. The
Oh,
car was only a wreck, and the man who drove it was total shock. He was going round, round, round. Two cars had come before us, and they had called ambulance and wildlife guard, and they had called police, which one has to do also. But we had to stop because it's a law in Sweden. If there's an accident, you have to stop. And I said to my husband, you know, if you hadn't smoked that cigarette, we had had that elk in our car.
Mhm.
So
exactly.
he was guided to smoke a cigarette half an hour after we left.
Yeah, you never know when those little miracles are going to happen. You just
Exactly.
have to
Exactly.
accept them when they come. Yes.
Mm.
Miracles happen all the time around us. We need to pay attention and
Yes,
believe,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and not saying to ourselves that, well, miracle happens to everyone else but not me. A whole
Mm.
bunch of people say that too, but that's not true.
Yeah.
So
They
No.
happen.
just
You just have to be aware of them and not
Mm.
brush it off as if, oh well, that was not a big huge miracle, so it was a nothing. Count
Mm.
every single one. Treasure everything that comes
Yeah,
into your
that's
life.
true.
yes,
Absolutely, you're
and
right.
if you focus on it, on miracles, you are going to experience more. That's how it works.
Well,
Mm.
I'm living in my healing center, and it was by the act of the angels, and it came out of a tragedy. I had just finished redoing my house the little bit that I could, and I had forgotten to put on my list where I wanted my healing center. So when my number came up, the only thing that the universe could do was burn down my house and start all over. So,
Oh,
boom, burned down to the ground. And now I have this twice as big of a home, and I can have my classes here, and I have my healing center. Uh, so, yes, miracles do happen. They do happen.
Yes,
absolutely.
they
Yeah.
do. And many times what appears like something bad is going to end up in something that's going to be a blessing,
Mm.
a bigger blessing than we
That's
Exactly.
haven't
true.
expected. I
That's
just
true.
want to say thank you to Cheryl. Uh, she says, thank you so much. Cannot tell you how needed to
Mm.
watch and hear this. So pass it on. Now I pass
Yeah.
it
Thank
on.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure talking to you, and this subject is very vast, and maybe we will talk about it one more time sometimes, because angels engage everyone, and everyone has an experience. So read angel books during the time, and learn
Yeah.
to learn to hear your angels or see the signs and these small lights that we talk about.
Hmm.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you too. And I want to add something because I've seen orbs and I have pictures of orbs that are really special. But I've seen myself, and that was actually in church on a hill, on a old ancient monastery close to it. This church, I think, is not really from ancient times, but it was 1100s or something, the time. And I saw flashes, a lot of flashes of
Hmm.
light in that church. And I think you were with me, Miss Adelina. Do you
Yeah,
remember that? Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Oh, yes.
yes.
We are. This is another story, but I was at the conference center in Finland, and we did a meditation. Dennis Lin was guiding it, Dennis Lin from California. And in the meditation, I saw a church, and I saw Jesus in his light body to come out of the door. And I was totally shocked after the meditation. I had never seen anything like that. And then I told Anne where it was and how it looked like. And you said that, oh, but this is a church I know. So we went there when I came to visit you in Greece.
Yeah.
And I remember that when I opened the door to this church, I was thrown back because the energy was so big. So this is like a sign that this is the right place. But we experienced nothing else in it. But that was an incredible experience in Finland when I saw that thing.
Yeah, and that's
Mm.
this is how it works. It's
Mm.
we need to be open and not have presumptions. If we have presumptions, just let them be. Leave it like that, and then we can figure
Yeah,
it out. And
exactly.
sometimes,
Exactly.
because we are a little bit impatient, speaking of own experience, right? We want to have all the knowledge at once. It's not going to come. But a very good thing is actually to write in a notebook. It doesn't need to be a novel for each and every day. Something small. This hour, this occurred. This hour, I saw that.
Yeah,
After
that's true.
a few months, it's going to make sense. And it's going to show one how it works for oneself.
Yes.
And you know what I'm writing down also? I have an anticipation of something. Let's say that I have a meeting and I just feel that no, this is not going to happen. And I have a dentist and I got the feeling that why that day? No, but I didn't cancel it. And what happened this in May that I got ill and my dentist appointment was on Monday. And if I had cancelled when this anticipation came and the feeling came that I should cancel, I hadn't needed to pay for that booking.
Yeah,
It has saved me money.
So wake up and read the signs.
Exactly. Read
exactly.
the signs.
Sometimes we just dismiss certain things that comes,
or
right?
buzz on by,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we are in our ego. We are not in the spiritual body.
Yes.
No, we're not.
Thank you very much, ladies. It was so nice to talk. All who listen,
Yes,
hope you find this interesting.
absolutely. And I know that people will. And Shirley says again, people will view this and I know will be blessed.
Yes.
Love
Yeah.
years. I don't really know what
Yes.
that means. Anyway, thank you, Cheryl.
Mm,
So
thank
I'm
you.
thinking just Shireen, no, Kareen, Shireen.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. Just don't call me Red. You can call me anything you want. Just don't say Red. I won't answer you.
Okay. Do you want to add something?
Other than the fact that this is such an ongoing episode, and to really allow yourself to enjoy what has been given to us in all the different realms, and do it without judgment, do it without prejudice, do it
Yeah.
uh, without all the negativity and the stuff that we've been taught, and just go, wow, that's interesting. Wow, this is amazing. And be in that awe, always in awe of what you see.
Exactly.
Like
Yes,
children.
Like a child. I didn't want to say that because I
exactly.
say it every show. So
Yeah.
No, I think that is really important. This is a big part of the spiritual journey as well, right? Taking
Mhm.
away all the conventions, everything we have been taught. Question it.
Yeah.
Does it belong to
Yes.
me? Do I really believe this or not, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
big
Yeah.
part of it. So I'm going to say a conclusion and then some end show announcements. If no one else wants to say anything, right? Okay.
No.
Yep.
Now you're
Thank
supposed to
you.
say, be my guest. I'm
Thank
funny
you.
as well, right? So,
Very funny.
Angels and miracles, threads of light woven into our existence. They beckon us to dance beyond the ordinary, to embrace the numinous, to remember that wonder resides in the gaps. So let us raise our eyes to the sky or outside of ourselves, right? Our hearts to the ineffable and our souls to be miraculous.
Well said. Well
Well
said.
said. Thank you.
Thank you. And just going to share something else here. So, because I'm going to announce it too. And you have been watching Cosmic Guardians, warriors, spiritual warriors, very loving warriors, with hosts Anne and Karine. And we have enjoyed special guest from Sweden, Adelina, discussing angels and miracles beyond the ordinary. Wow. And we intend to be live with you every week on Wednesdays, this time, usually at 10 p.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. And our next live will be on Wednesday, July 3rd. My gosh, we're going into July, with hosts Anne and Karine discussing concern versus worry, navigating the emotional landscape. That's kind of intriguing too. And plus your questions and free mini readings, as we always have, but no one is sending in any questions, but that's okay. Next time, guys, right? And thank you so much, my beautiful cosmic wonder Adelina and my beautiful cosmic
Thank you.
wonder Karine, sisters.
Thank you, Anne.
So see you next week, everyone.
Mm.
Thank you so much. I say love, light, peace, and joy to all of you.
I say love, light, and laughter.
That was good. I like laughter. Be happy.
Okay, be happy. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.